Welcome to Squamish, the rock garden of Vancouver's elite. And once you've ridden the property wave of destruction through your own forests, you cash out a few million and come here to play hippie. Tesla, Tesla, Volt, Tesla, Tesla. But, even at this nexus of green politics and green cash, not a single electric motorcycle. Bramo, deceased. Mission, deceased. Alta, deceased. Arc, deceased. Livewire, grounded. Routers estimates Harley sold as few as 400 in their first year, which would be 0.2% of total sales. Statistically, electric motorcycles are irrelevant. Even Zero, who sells the most, sells mostly to police and military, not civilians. Same story in the land of square plugs. Britain registers 1.25 million motorcycles, only 537 of which are electric. Meanwhile, 269,000 of their 32 million cars plug in, meaning green motorcycles lag behind four-wheelers by a factor of 20. Ugh. Electric motorcycles are failing. Take my own as a physical demonstration. Sat at a stoplight, it uses no energy. Braking for the next one, it re-squeezes juice into the battery. City range is as limitless as if this was full of gas. But at top speed, I'm stuck with a single gear, so it uses batteries of power just to put down enough torque to fight the wind. With cars, Elon can solve the highway range problem. Give it extra slippery bodywork up top, another 1,000 pounds in batteries below. From where you sit in between, who cares? But on a bike, my torso is what it is, ladies. I ain't getting any more aerodynamic than this. And if that weighs 1,000 pounds, I'm gonna notice. Hence electric four-wheelers pushing 400 clicks on the highway, while the best e-motorcycles barely top 100. Not least because they can't fit a second motor geared for highway efficiency. I know, to some extent we could add windshield and wheelbase. But then we've built a touring motorcycle which moves the range goalposts even further. It's not that electric cars make sense while motorcycles don't, it's just that e-motorcycles mainly make sense in the city. For now. Oh, hi. I'm the motorcycle industry. It's impossible to misunderestimate my competence. Sure, the physics favors urban use, but I'm no physician. Business is about sales. EMCs lag pitifully behind cars, but e-bicycles are leapfrogging ahead. We're projected to buy 130 million of them in the next 3 years, meaning the best-selling EVs of all will be two-wheelers that are cheap, practical, and fit in the elevator. The solution is right in front of us. Obviously, we must build expensive, performance-oriented, huge machines. That will attract your typical millennial. The target buyer is young, but debt-free with 6 figures of expendable income. She is an environmental activist, yet always wished to enter competitive power sports. She lives in the city, but has a private garage to install a charge point. Oh, and a pet unicorn. Sarcasm aside, the electric motorcycles that actually sell are cheap, small, and rideable with a regular driver's license. Something they've already figured out in China and the denser parts of Europe, and something our major manufacturers keep teasing yet failing to provide. Come on, North America. How hard can it be?
first off, there's a lot of shit you don't need.
And the TC90 Superleggera looks better anyway. And hipsters love these ruler-sharp frame lines, which are laid bare without all the internal combustion crap.
Only this bulbous seat ruins the backbone, so let's chuck it. Heat the plastic pan of a plank seat and smoosh it to fit.
Nice. And I gain access to this grab bar, which is handy for manhandling her into my apartment. That sounds creepy.
Remember to resist anything too fast or expensive. This 1500 watt hub motor is the max you can ride without a motorcycle license. And this 20 amp hour battery is tiny, yet packs enough energy to get you through the day. Like a Timbit.
$1,400 from China. Hardware, spyware, all in. And since we're dealing directly with the factory, the children offered to build the motor axle to match my swing arm width, and the battery cells to match those frame mounts. Imagine the service if we ordered like 1,000 of them.
I cut some kydex, drill, heat, and bend to shape, add some insulation, and a grommet for cables. There's our battery box. The controller screws to the tank, the switchgear, dash, throttle, and levers clamp to the bars.
And because it all came together, it all plugs together. And for anyone who has lost their evening rebuilding a carb, electric. For anyone who has lost their day rebuilding a top end, electric. For anyone who has lost their mind troubleshooting a no start, electric. It's tempting, isn't it?
I bought the junker for $300, so we're into it under $2,000. On this flat testing ground, she holds 50 kph at 3/4 throttle. And I run it for 60 kilometers until the battery dies. Practical little commuter.
This is what makes sense given a motorcycle's physical constraints on weight and aero. And you could market it to 100% of the urban youth, not the 3% with motorcycle licenses and garages to keep them. Appliance-esque accessibility. Like the Super Cub of 1960s fame, it's an opportunity to sell people not just on an electric motorcycle, but motorcycles in general. Unfortunately, we keep building impractical highway machines for imaginary buyers, and that is why electric motorcycles are failing to keep up with the EV movement.
Of course, I also failed at bringing something better to market because I can't sell this. I love it.